What? You're never gonna guess what I did. No, 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 no. Testing. Hello friends. I'm like holding the mic with two hands. Welcome back to my channel. I have been so excited to film a reading vlog ever since I posted my last little reading book haul, book shopping video. We're off to a good start with October. I've actually already finished, I think, 3 books this month, and it's only the 21st. So we've still got some time also. I'm just going to jump right in and tell you what I'm currently reading so that we can kind of kickstart into the vlog because I want to read as many books as I can this month. So the last book that I finished was actually A Court of Frost and Starlight. It's the 4th book in the ACOTAR series. It's a little novella. I think it's like 200 something pages. It actually took me like literally 2 months to finish for some reason, and I don't know why. But of course, once I picked it back up, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how much I loved this. And I finished it like in a day. Just finished that. And of course, naturally, I picked up A Court of Silver Flames. If you don't want ACOTAR spoilers, please skip to this time. I went into this book thinking I wasn't going to love it. Okay, because it's not Rhysand and Feyre. It's not their point of view. It's not their story anymore. But I'm actually enjoying this. I'm not going to lie. And I know a lot of booktubers on here actually did not enjoy this last book for that reason. The reason that I'm not enjoying it as much as the other ones is simply because I feel like Nesta and Cassian's connection is purely physical. And I just don't like to read that kind of stuff. But yeah, there have been a few scenes in this last book that I have just skipped over. I've actually listened to the majority of this book on audiobook. I think I've already listened to 10 hours of it on audiobook and I'm only halfway through. But I was driving to work and driving home, and it takes me an hour to get to work and an hour to get home. So like I was getting most of my time in with this book while I was driving. And then at night when I would get home, I would listen to the audiobook and follow along like reading. But I am enjoying this book. I'm not getting 5-star feelings. However, like the 3rd and 2nd book of the ACOTAR series gave me, but I am enjoying it. I think the storyline is good. Like I think Nesta is such a complex character, and I think Sarah J. Maas did an incredible job writing her and how she handles grief. I feel like it can be relatable for a lot of people, especially going through something maybe similar like with losing a parent. But it's just so hard to, compare it because they are like living in a different world. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I'm reading right now. Let's go ahead and finish this, and then we're going to pick out our next read. And I think I know what I'm going to read next, so stick around to find out. OMG. Good morning, guys. It is now the next day. I think I got probably 30 pages into my book, more so than what we saw yesterday. I didn't read a whole lot last night just because I was serving at church. So, also Lily is in my lap. Sorry. Hi. Come here. She always has to make an appearance. But today, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's literally dreary outside, which is never the case here in Austin. And I love rainy weather. I love storms. I grew up in Tornado Alley, so like I genuinely love storms. And it doesn't storm in Austin very much at all. It doesn't even rain in Austin very much at all. So I'm excited to have a dreary day. We're gonna go grab a coffee. We're gonna go read. I'm gonna go downtown, I think, to do this. And I'm just gonna go enjoy my time sitting outside with the weather at 70 degrees instead of 90. So yeah, we're just gonna go read downtown, get a little coffee, and have some fun today. Hopefully try and finish my book today or tomorrow. Never gonna guess what I did. I left my copy of A Court of Silver Flames at home. That's why we're at the bookstore right now. But of course we're gonna look at other books too. And they actually have the book I was trying to find in my last video, if it makes you happy. So I'm gonna get it. They also have People Watching by Hannah Bowen Young. I don't know if I'm gonna sit down and read in here. I might just go home and read at home because obviously I'm not gonna buy another copy. But I might sit down and read for a bit. But I'm gonna bookshop for a little bit too. So that's why we're not reading right now. I was planning on reading, and then I got in my car halfway down the highway and I was like, I didn't even bring my book. How silly is that? Yeah, y'all can just call me a liar because we did not go read anywhere. Believe that I forgot my book. This was the whole point of me going out, was to get a coffee and go read. I don't know what happened. I literally left the house, got halfway down the highway, and I was like, I didn't even bring my book. But you know what? I kept going because I was already halfway down the highway and I wanted a coffee. But we did make a little trip out of it. So I want to show you the books that I just bought because I've been looking for 2 of these specifically for probably 2 weeks now because I've seen everybody talk about them and I've seen mostly everybody love them. And I'm so excited to read them. So of course we got book number 1, If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. I have been so excited to read this. You have no idea. And I haven't found it at Barnes. I haven't found it at Half Price Books. I hadn't found it at Book People. I think I came here last week was when I came from my last video and they didn't have it. They actually had 1 copy left, but somebody had like called in and like requested it to be on hold. So obviously I couldn't get it then. It's kind of a longer romance, which I think I'm gonna love because I do love a slow burn, and the top says slow burn romance set in autumn of 1997, small town Vermont. That sounds exactly like the kind of book that I need right now. I mean, the cover's straight up giving Gilmore Girls Town Square. So excited about this one. Next we got People Watching, book number 2. This book is about Prudence Welch, who lives in Northern Ontario, and she works at her family's gas station, and her mother has come down with early onset Alzheimer's. So she's navigating this kind of grief in a sense, but not quite yet. So she's trying to navigate life with her mom being sick and her dad worrying about her own future. And of course, in comes Milo moving into town, and it looks like it might be a little bit of forced proximity. This sentence says, it's all too easy to let go with him, and their unlikely friendship leads to a wild and sexy agreement between them. I wonder what the agreement is. So yeah, People Watching, I'm excited for this one too. The last book I got is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith, and I almost bought this the last time I was at Barnes, and I didn't, and I really wanted it. So, but the cover got me. Anything about Brooklyn, I will buy. Love Brooklyn so much. Me and Jake went there and we spent 2 full days just in Brooklyn. When we were in New York City, we literally were in Brooklyn like the whole time. But I actually posted this on my TikTok as like a little slide page of books that I didn't buy at Barnes. A lot of people in my comments said that they loved this book, so that sold me enough to buy it, and I love the cover. It's so cute. So I'm really excited to read this too. But now we're gonna go home and actually finish reading A Court of Silver Flames because that's what I need to finish first. I want to finish the ACOTAR series because I really want to start Throne of Glass. I think I mentioned that yesterday. But I also want to read another fall book because it's smack dab in the middle of October, and that's the perfect time to read a fall book. So I need to figure out if I'm going to read People Watching or If It Makes You Happy first. I also just finished Pumpkin Spice Cafe this past week, so that was a good fall read. I finished that in like 2 days. Let's go home, grab maybe another coffee. I feel like I want another coffee, and chillax and read and finish A Court of Silver Flames before we get too ahead of ourselves. Some catching up to do. I can't remember if I showed y'all all the books that I got at Book People. I think I did. Feels like yesterday. It was this morning. One of the books that I got was People Watching by Hannah Bowen Young. First of all, the cover, low-key, might be one of my favorite covers of the year. Is that not the cutest book cover that you've ever seen in your life? I started listening to People Watching on my way home from Book People today, and it is so good. Characters who are narrating, our female and male main characters, are giving everything that I would want and more in an audiobook. A little context, our 2 main characters are Milo and Prudence. Prudence lives in the small town of Baysville, Northern Ontario. Sorry, Lily's like in the corner doing something. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. Okay. Yeah, Prudence lives in the small town of Baysville, Ontario. Milo grew up in this town too, or a town over or something. He moves back after being gone most of his adult life because he was trying to get out of town for his adult life. He comes back. Anyways, Milo ended up coming back into town for something to do with his family, and he actually ends up running into Prudence at her family's gas station that they own, like little country gas station store that they own. And Milo is a flirt. Okay, that is all that I'm going to say. Like, he's giving flirty. That's the best word that I can think of to describe him. But also the book describes him so well based on the cover too, like all the tattoos and everything. Like, that's something that Prudence likes about him a lot, is the fact that he's tatted up. And honestly, yeah, girl. With the audiobook that I've been listening to, I got about, let's see, how many pages did I read? I'm on chapter 11, page 115. So that's how far we got listening to the audiobook today. I ended up listening to it on my way home from Book People, and then I also was listening to it while I cooked dinner. And when I was in between, like, coming home and cooking dinner, I was sitting like listening to the audiobook, following along in my book. It's just so good. It drew me in right away. It drew me in instantly. It is a very slow burn romance. From what I've gathered, I'm almost halfway through the book and it's just going very slow. What I am loving about it though, which I didn't love in Pumpkin Spice Cafe, is that these characters are very like deep. I don't know if that makes sense. They have depth to them. They actually have things like going on in their lives that are very realistic and more relatable than anything that I read in Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which was my first like fall read of the year. So I'm liking that this one is giving more of an in-depth look into each character's lives. It's also multiple point of view, so we're getting Milo and Prudence's point of view. I think we're getting more of Milo's point of view, which honestly I'm kind of liking. Sometimes I don't like it from a male main character's point of view, but in this one I'm actually loving it. So I just wanted to update y'all because I did start that today as well. But I think I'm going to put a pause on this one for the night and get back into A Court of Silver Flames. I feel like I can't give a lot of information about this book, and I feel like I don't want to give a lot of information about this book because if you haven't read ACOTAR, anything that I say about it is going to be a spoiler. So I'm just not going to say anything. I'm on chapter 34, page 361, and I think there's like 790 pages. There's 751 pages in A Court of Silver Flames. Low-key, I left off on a really intense part of this book, so I'm actually really anxious to pick this back up. I'm gonna go get in bed and read this for the rest of the night, and then I'll check back in with y'all tomorrow. But yeah, those are the two books we're reading right now, and I'm liking both of them a lot. So stay tuned to see what I rate them. Howdy, folks. Next day now, and I have finished people watching. So we're gonna chat about it while I get my dinner ready. So, hope that's okay with y'all. I'm going to wash some sweet potatoes, and we're going to chop them up, make some Brussels sprouts, and also make some chicken. So, let me wash these, and then I'll be right back. Alright, we've washed and peeled our sweet potatoes. I'm going to chop them up real quick, and actually, I might do a third one, because these are kind of small. But we're going to get into chatting about people watching, because what a book that was. I'm not gonna lie, I almost DNF'd it like 3 or 4 times. And the reason being is because I'm stupid and did not look up content warnings. I should have. I guess naive is the correct word because on the back, like, I didn't read all of the blurb on the back of it. I like to go into books kind of blind. And the back clearly stated that there was going to be some scenes in there. So that did kind of disappoint me for my own doing because I failed to see that on the back of the book. I guess that's just a running theme with me. I just need to read the back of the books, I guess, going into them from now on. Again, just because I don't like spicy books, and this book was very spicy. So if you don't like those types of books, or if you try to steer away from them, I would not read this book if I were you. I actually listened to the audiobook for most of this book, and I will say that I skipped a lot of chapters. I wouldn't recommend it if you're trying to steer away from those things. So, note to self is to just read the synopsis of a book before I pick it up, because I just thought, oh my gosh, cute cover, it's cute, everyone's reading it. No, I needed to read the synopsis of it before I picked it up. Again, lesson learned. The storyline, aside from those things, like the storyline was good. I actually liked this book a lot more than I liked Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think I said that yesterday as well. But the background of the characters just had a lot more depth to them, and I liked their storylines as individuals and as a couple. So that's what made me continue reading the book, because I did almost DNF for the spicy reasons, but the storyline is what I liked about it. I give too much information, but there is a little bit of tragedy that is tied into the story as well. But I didn't expect the way that it happened in this book. I am gonna rate this book, however, I'm between 3.5 and 3.75 stars. Genuinely, just because, actually, I don't know, because as much as they did connect, like, physically in the book, I do, however, love how they connected emotionally in the book, because they had such a unique relationship, because he knew her mom before she even knew who he was. Her mom was one of his teachers in elementary school or high school or something. That alone tied their relationship and their story together like really well. So I really liked that aspect of the book too. I think I'm going to give it 3.75 stars. I did read it in 2 days. I started this yesterday morning and I finished it like 20 minutes ago. So it kept me reading. It didn't like bore me at all by any means. Cover though, I'm giving 5 stars because the cover is beautiful and it describes these characters literally just so perfectly. Also, this is so random, but side note, if you don't like flavor blasted goldfish, literally, what are you doing? Anyways, I'm going to finish cooking my dinner, and then I'm going to pick up A Court of Silver Flames tonight when I get home. We're going to a football game tonight, so when I get home, I'm going to pick up A Court of Silver Flames again, continue reading that, and then tomorrow I'm probably going to pick out another book to start. I always dual read when I'm reading something in a series just because I feel like I don't want to get tired of the series, and with ACOTAR specifically, like I just don't want the world to like end. So I'm going to pick out another book tomorrow. I'm going to start reading another book, but I'm going to try and finish Silver Flames, of course. Chapter 76. I have about 30 pages left. It's actually been so good. Last like quarter of the book has been so good. It's making my ranking go way up. I'll just tell you that. I'm gonna finish this and then we can talk. Of Silver Flames. I'm feeling a little bit empty inside. I'm not gonna lie. I have come with notes also. I actually finished this probably 2 hours ago and I literally just needed to sit with my thoughts and kind of try to understand what I had just read. This is actually my first fantasy series that I've finished, so I really feel like empty. I love this world and I love these characters and I'm trying so hard to put it away, but we're going to talk about what I think of this book, my review of this book. This is going to be very spoiler friendly. So if you don't want spoilers for A Court of Silver Flames, please, please, please skip. That's all I'm going to say. First thing I'll say about A Court of Silver Flames is this book would have been about half as big if it wasn't for the romance stuff. And that part I did not enjoy. I don't read that kind of stuff. I generally skip through all of that kind of stuff, and I did with this one just because there was so much of it. Only reason I didn't DNF this book is because of the plot and the characters, and I wanted to know what happened in the world. So I will start out by saying that I did skip some chapters because of that reason. First thing on my mind is Moore was not in this book a whole lot, and in A Court of Wings and Ruin, she and her storyline was kind of built up quite a bit, and she wasn't hardly in this book at all. I'm trying to figure that out. That was kind of like a plot hole for me. And then something with Amren, I don't know why they made her character have such a tonal shift. Like, she was such a warrior, and even though in A Court of Wings and Ruin she did like lose her power or lose her hierarchy status or something, I don't remember what she lost exactly, but I don't feel like that really needed to happen where they made her become like mean and moody. So I don't know what happened with her. But something else that I noticed is Nesta did not know how to use her powers for like almost the whole book. And then at the end, again, this is a spoiler, so please skip if you don't want to hear this. At the end, when she saved Feyre, Rhysand, and Nyx, and the baby, I'm like, how did you know to do that? You don't even know how to use your power for like small things. That just kind of didn't make sense to me. Tamlin's storyline, totally unresolved. Where is he at? What's he doing? Elaine and Lucian, what's going on there? That was also unresolved. The sword, dagger, and mask, Nesta's weapons. Like, where are they now after she used the mask or strung the harp? What is the significance now of these items now that they have all of them? And what are the other courts thinking if they know that they have them? Why is nobody concerned about them having all of those weapons? The last thing I wrote was just there was so much romance in this book. I don't know. I will say this book, I probably finished the fastest out of all of them. Or actually, no, I finished the second one probably the fastest out of all of them. But the storyline with this one, I think had me hooked the most. I'm not gonna lie. And for the first half of the book, I genuinely wanted to put it down. Like, I actually didn't like it at all because I didn't like Nesta. Nesta proved herself to me. I'm not gonna lie. So with all of this being said, I did like the plot. I thought the storyline was great. It honestly was also kind of creepy. Like, some parts of it, like right in the middle when they went to, is it called the middle? The bog? The specific place where Cassian put Nesta in a tree, told her to stay there, and then she didn't listen. But that whole scene, like with Nesta coming in contact with the Kelpie, was honestly kind of creepy. And I read that at night and I was like kind of eerie, kind of creeped out. But yeah, I thought this book was really, really good. I don't think I loved it more than the second one though. The second one I think is everyone's favorite. Usually how it goes with a series. I don't know. I am gonna rate this book 4 stars. The series as a whole though, I'm gonna give 5 stars for the series as a whole. Honestly, I really liked the third book too. I will say A Court of Frost and Starlight, the 4th book, the little novella, was probably my least favorite, but the first one was also great for all of the world building that needed to be done. ACOTAR is such a good series. If you haven't read it, which most people have now, I feel like it's not new. If you haven't read it, I would highly recommend it. With all of that being said, thank you for watching today's reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun, but thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Love you guys.